The design does not look like anything that we had ordered.
Second of all, not everyone in the grade got the matric jackets. What nonsense is that?
This is where it gets traumatic.
And then now you see her in crutches. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to process everything. I'm starting to shaking. What the hell is going on with my body? Why is it betraying me? Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Tadz. If it's your first time here, welcome. If it's not your first time, welcome again. In today's video, I'm basically gonna do a story time on how I had the messiest matric ever. How I had the matric that I personally think was sent from hell. I'm not even lying, guys. There was just a lot going on in my matric here. So if you want to find out, if you want to hear the story, stay tuned. Okay, so first of all, before I even continue with the story, just know that I matriculated in the year 2020. Yeah, we all know what a hectic year 2020 was. We already know what a traumatic year 2020 was, so just keep that in mind. Okay, let me start by grade 11, the end of the year, grade 11, December. We paid for our matric jackets and we paid for our matric dance. Matric dance venue was like about 700 rands, and then matric jackets we paid 600 rands. Okay, sharp. Now we paid for all those things, you know. Come matric year, everybody is so excited, we hyped up, we are happy. People were the big boys of the school. Like being in matric is not easy, you know. Everyone's happy, like we're gonna finish school this year, we're gonna make the most out of this year, it's gonna be a vibe, it's gonna be, you know, everyone's happy, like, you know, that there's just that energy, that vibe that I'm in matric, you know what I mean? I want to have my matric jacket, I want to look snatched on MD, you know, that whole vibe is just there. Where where this is 2020 we're talking about. Where okay, fine. Come January, we are learning and stuff. Oh, so we paid there, like I said, we paid for our things in December so that like our matric jackets and stuff could come early. So we paid on time so that like we get our things on time, so that we're rocking our matric jackets. Everybody's gonna see us, you know. We're the big boys, man. Do you understand? We're the big boys of the school. Okay, so January passes by, we learn whatever. Okay, maybe our matric jackets will come next month. February comes by, maybe our matric jackets will come by, but no, we're not too bothered because our matric dances in March. I think it was like around 25 March, I'm not sure, but it was around March. That's when our matric dance was gonna be. So like, okay, our matric jackets can come, but like the most hype is our matric dance. Everybody's talking about their outfits, the car they're gonna come in. Oh, I've already paid my dress at the tailor, I've already gotten my measurements done, you know. Everyone is just so excited, everyone is happy. It's a vibe, man. People are excited. Oh, March comes, it becomes too much to handle. March, get it? March, okay. Bruh. March comes. First few weeks of March, I think like first 2 weeks, because Corona hit like mid-March. March comes, fine. Okay, COVID hits. We get sent back home. Now we don't know what's gonna happen with our matric dance. Are we gonna continue it afterwards? And I don't think anyone thought like COVID was gonna be that serious, because we were told that we only I think it was during Easter holidays. I think it was about 2 weeks. We're only like going into quarantine for 2 weeks, and then we're gonna be back in school. We're gonna be back to learning whatever. It was actually after the first term. We're gonna go back to school and everything is gonna go as normal. Wait, look at us still in quarantine now, 2 years later. So fine, we quarantine at home, doing online learning, and then we went back to school around mid-June, I think, if I remember correctly. So to now we're thinking, okay, our grade heads would have sorted everything out, you know. We're gonna have our matric jackets by the time we go back to school. In your dreams. Matric jackets on time in your dreams. In your dreams, I'm telling you. So now, okay, like it's fine. We just know what. Now we're just more concerned and bothered about getting our academic life on track. Because already matric, it's 12 months of work squashed in 6 months, because we write exams so many times. So you're already learning 12 months of work, trying to squash it in 6 months, and now with the months that we lost due to the pandemic, so now we're just trying to push so we can write our exams and stuff. But we still want our matric jackets. Our grade heads are still making promises, but like it's mid-year now. We paid last year so we could get our things on time, but where are they? Dololo. Fine. I think the matric jackets came around August, July, August, somewhere there, close to August. Guys, the matric jackets came. The design does not look like anything that we had ordered. Does not look like anything that the whole grade had agreed on. Tell me why we thought this was what the design was gonna come out like, and then this is what we got. This is what we got. Make it make sense. If 1 + 1 is 2 and 2 + 2 is 4, what the heck is this? What is this? Ha, guys, 600 rands yonke for this. Guys, those matric jackets, I don't think any matriculants, the past matric classes that were in our school, have ever had such matric jackets. Teachers were calling it, saying it looks like a rooster, because it was a phoenix, because we were called the phoenixes. That was like our grade name. And teachers were like, some teachers were like, this looks like a rooster. My sister was laughing at my matric jacket. She's like, it looks like one of her coloring books.
So you guys had jokes.
Who's you guys? Who's Stop it, Tinosh.
But yo, imagine being in matric through a pandemic, and then your matric jacket is still ugly. Retired. Not retired. Retired.
Guys, do you know how hurtful that is? And that's my mom's money. My mom paid everything. Got December stationery she keep had, for the venue she keep had, for this matric jacket she keep had, for extra study guides that I did she keep had, man. This is my mom's money that's being made into a joke like this. And then like, yo, the grade hairs that we had, yo guys, it was just a mess. So we got the matric jackets, fine, I got mine. It was small. It was pincharing me. You know my pincha, I'm up here. It was pincharing me. That jacket was so small. It was so tiny, guys. Like, I was fostering things. It was like some people's relationships.
Emotional damage.
I was fostering that jacket, yo, and I couldn't return it to get a bigger size because like the manufacturer did it, and the grade heads had changed manufacturers because that manufacturer who was supposed to do like the first batch, well, like the one that was supposed to come in the beginning, like early on time, they were just slacking, so they changed people who were gonna do the matric jackets, you know. And guys, it's just, it doesn't even make sense. And let me tell you what the worst part is. Not the worst part, but like, not even half the grade got the matric jackets. Those matric jackets, they came late, first of all. Second of all, not everyone in the grade got the matric jackets. What nonsense is that? Some people's names are spelled wrong. Some people putting it in the washer, the embroidery, the sewing, man. Yeah, it came out, it was coming out, it was tearing on the inside. Guys, it was such a disappointment. Like, that was just a flop. And some jackets were coming in, like, they were coming in batches, like second batches. Then the other people get it around this time. Like, we didn't all get it at the same time. Like, it was just a mess, and not everyone got it. I think we were about like 200, maybe 220, 210 in my grade. Probably only 60 people got the matric jackets. Eventually I was able to exchange mine and get a bigger size, because what had happened, like I said, they changed manufacturers. So the jackets that we tried on, the samples of the jackets that they use, it's obviously gonna come out different because now we're using a different manufacturer and he uses different jackets for samples. You see, guys, it was just a mess. When I tell you my matric year was a mess, it was a mess. But this is just the beginning. There's still more that's about to go down. Fine, sharp. People accept reality as it is. Like we said, now we're just worried about our academics. We're just trying to push so we can pass, because it's a lot. It's a lot to handle. Okay, the people who didn't get their matric jackets, can we get our refunds? No. Ha! You know what the school did? Even the matric dance money. Can we get our refunds? No. Do you know how much that is? 600 rands plus 700 rands. 1,300 rands. Do you know how much 1,300 rands is? I was planning, I'm like, yo, that's 700 rand that I'm gonna get for the venue. I'm gonna buy clothes for next year, you know, varsity. I'm just gonna buy a few clothes where I still stayed at home, did online learning, but still, you know, people had plans with that money. The schools said no. You know what they did? They took the money and they put it towards school fees. How hurtful is that? I don't get my matric jacket, I don't get my matric dance, and then you still take my money and put it towards school fees. You are hurting me. Why are you doing that? That is so hurtful.
But I'll hurt. They will hurt you.
And even like people who had paid their school fees like to the full year, they had to go like through so much trouble and through so much hassles just to get that money back, because they were the only ones who were allowed to apply for that refund because their fees was paid up. So like there was no point in keeping their money, but they still had troubles getting their money. Oh. But you know what, with the matric dance it's fine, because my friend like ended up organizing a young MD for like the squad and stuff. So I really enjoyed, I had fun, probably preferred it more than I would have preferred the actual MD. So that's fine. Okay, we move on. Come exams. This is where it gets traumatic. Okay, exams come, right? The teachers, they tried as best as possible to squash all the work so we could learn everything. Guys, now imagine like you're already going through a lot as a student, like your mental health, trying to like push your academics up, trying to maintain everything, because you know, like I'm sure you all know how big of a deal matric is. Like there's after school classes to be attended. They even do like special programs that you come during weekends to attend just so you could pass. They even, like, I remember for drama as well, like we had like a Saturday set aside where like a lot of schools would come and then we just do workshop where we're learning everything, where it's being really taught. Like matric is that deep. Now with our class, our matric class year 2020, we didn't even get any of that because of COVID and everything that was happening. So already our time, our academic time is cut off. We can't even get those extra classes. You're basically on your own. And some people, for some subjects, by the time prelims came, so our June exams got cancelled because we're still in quarantine, but we still had to write prelims. And by the time prelims came, some people, for some subjects, like they hadn't done all the content, so some people had to self-study. For me, like most of my teachers for all the subjects, they tried to push through everything. Can you imagine already the pressure, and now you have to deal with the shenanigans with your school that is not up to date, your matric jackets where everything is just a mess. But that's fine, we've accepted it, because now we're just trying to concentrate on what? On our academics. Okay, prelims come, rewrites. You know, some people did dismally, which is understandable because it wasn't easy. Like we pushed 12 months of work in like 4 months, you know, because of the pandemic. You know, in less than 4 months we tried to push all that work in. And yeah, some people, yeah, the prelims mark were kind of a mess, but some people did really well, like me, for example. Not really well, but like I shocked myself. Like I was shocked with, okay, I'm actually not that dumb, all right. Like, and then I was just like, okay, you know what, let me rate myself, because my prelim marks were, I was happy with them, I'm not gonna lie. My prelim marks were good, they were looking good. I even set the bar high. I'm like, okay, let me aim for this for November exam. I see you go to in prelims, maybe this is what I need to work on so that for November exams my final marks could be the best, you know. And I saw, you know, I did, like, I was happy, I was genuinely happy with my prelim marks. Fine, prelims finished around September, October, I don't know. Nah, September, yes. October comes, that's when we started our final exams around the end of October. Can you see, there isn't even enough time, like, it was just too much to handle. So November exams come. Fine, first week of exams, I think I wrote about 3 weeks during the first week of exam. They went well. That, like, I wrote a few exams, and then the 1 week passed where I wrote exams, and then on that Friday I get a text from my mom's workmate. She's like, please send the code for the gate, I'm bringing your mom in, her leg is like her leg is broken. She was pushed down at school and she fell. So I'm like, okay, what happened? Like, I know the kids that she teaches, they're kids with special needs and stuff, so anything is possible. But I was just like, what's going on? So like, when I used to live in the complex, in order for a visitor to come up, you send a code for the gate, and then they come up. So she came up, she dropped my mom. I see my mom, she's in crutches. Like, okay, what's going on? What is this? Obviously it's a worrying situation because you just get a taste with your mom's leg is not okay, and then now you see her in crutches. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to process everything. Okay. So now my mom is like, she can barely walk, you know, but like my mom, being the strong person that she is, she's trying to keep her calm. She's trying to, you know, it was swollen, like it was really swollen. I'll insert pictures if I find them. If you don't want to see them, this is your trigger warning to not continue to just skip along. But it was swollen, and then I'm like, okay, I'm trying to help her out of the car. Like, we get her bags, go downstairs, because the stairs, like, she's like, yo, I can't even go down the stairs. Likely my dad was at home by that time, yeah, because he was working from home because of COVID. And she's like, please call your dad, let's go to our doctor so she could find out what's wrong. Because, like, you know, by the time span that it had happened, and she even came late that day because she usually finished work earlier, but she even came like late in the afternoon. By the time span that it had happened, you know, you'd expect the legs for the swelling to had gone down, but it didn't. It just seems like it was getting worse, and it was like it kept on dumpering, it kept on getting swollen. Fine, I call my dad, we go to the doctor, our local doctor. We go there, and then he checks the leg, and then he's like, there's a possibility, like there's a broken bone. There's probably a broken bone. What I'm gonna do now is put a temporary plaster on, just for the weekend to pass, and then I'm gonna write you your referral letters, and then you're gonna go to the big hospital, and then you're gonna go for an x-ray there and take steps there. Like, this just all happened in such a short time. Ngapha I'm writing exams. That weekend I'm supposed to study. I think I was writing maths the next week, and obviously, yeah, I mean, it's exams time, you know, my mind should be just in my books. Now there's this going on, and it's happening. It's a lot happening at such a small space of time, and I'm wondering what's going on. So that whole weekend I'm trying to help my mom, you know, she can't walk, she can't do a lot of things. She has like the small plaster, not small, but like she has a plaster on her leg, you know. So come Monday I think I went to school, wrote an exam. She went to the hospital with my dad. She got her scans done, her x-rays, and she had 4 broken bones. So what had happened was, like how she got her leg broken, there was a fight at her school with the kids, and so the one boy wanted to stab the other students with scissors. So obviously if that happened, the blame was going to be on my mom. You just mad, and like if something was to happen, she was going to be in trouble, because it was going to be like, where were you, you know, you didn't do your job properly or something like that. So like she was trying to stop the boy, and then the boy pushed her somehow, and then she fell like on the wrong side. She fell in a wrong way. There's no right way to fall, but like she fell in such a way that she broke her leg. So she went, she got her x-ray results. She had 4 broken bones, guys, from like a fall. You do you understand? Imagine like how much it is to process as a family, for me to process, for my young sister to process, for my dad to process, for her to process, like such simple thing like falling, and now she has 4 broken bones, and now they're like she has to go to theater ASAP to get it operated and get everything fixed. I'm like, what? Guys, there's just a lot. It's a lot to take in. Like something that happened like on Friday, now 3 days later she has to go book to go into theater to go get a surgery done, to go fix her leg, and I'm in the middle of exams while this is happening. Yeah, okay, so I'm trying to like be within my exams. This is matric, it's my final year. I'm trying to be within, I'm trying to pass, I'm trying to be in my books, I'm trying to do the most. But why does it seem like these problems are just piling and piling and piling? I'm just trying to do well. What is this? What is going on? So the day, I remember very well, the day that she went into theater to get her operation done, I was writing maths. I remember, guys, like it was just a lot to process. Like I'm trying to study here, you know, it's confusing. It's a lot to take in. It's happening in such a short space of time, and I'm like, okay, I remember like I couldn't even concentrate properly. I think I was writing my first maths paper. There's still maths lit, but like still maths is maths, you know. Maths lit, they ask you if the pilot is flying at 500 kilometers and then he comes across a cookie, calculate the distance of the sun and what. But you know, maths is maths. I'm not disregarding how hard pure maths is. I mean, I came from there, that's why I go into maths. But like, you know, I still, it's maths, you know. And I'm in the exam, I'm thinking, like, I'm trying to have a positive thoughts, but you can see the situation yourself. Like, it doesn't make, like, there's just a lot going on. I don't even know how to explain it to make you all understand what I was going through. You know, and I'm writing the exam, I'm trying not to think, because, you know, there's so many stories of people who go in theater and, like, they never come out, you know, things like that. I know it's just a leg, it's not like internal things where something could go wrong, but, like, it's still not easy to process that your mom is in hospital getting an operation whilst you writing exams, you know. Okay, yeah, we come back, they do the operation and stuff, she gets a plaster on and they put like wooden planks in to support the leg. She has wires in her leg as well, and like she doesn't know because like she was sleeping during theater and stuff, but like the pain that she could feel, she feels like the wires inside because she wasn't awake during the process, so she doesn't know much. But like she has this big plaster and now she's walking with like these big wooden crutches as well, and now she can't do anything, she can't do much because she's in pain with her leg. She has to take these much pills. Like, guys, I can't even begin to explain the amounts of pills that she had to take just to stop the pain. Like, she was taking a lot of pills. I think like, I don't even know, I think more than like about 5 to 10 pills in the morning, 5 to 10 pills in the afternoon, 5 to 10 pills in the night. And like obviously when the pain comes, she has to take a painkiller. Like, it was just a lot. And this happened, like, she only started healing when, I don't even know, but like she had the plaster for quite a long time and she'd have to go back to the hospital and get it removed and putting another plaster again, getting the wound cleaned and stuff. And now I have to step up at home. I have to do a lot of things at home now. I have to be the big sister now. And like the thing with my mom was, when it came to chores and stuff, yeah, I had to do chores, obviously, like parents, but like she really valued like my work. She never wanted me to neglect my work to do house chores, you know. Even like I remember on Saturday mornings when I'd wake up and stuff, she'd be like, go study, I'll do everything, maybe you can just mop when you're done or something, but like you can come help me when you're done with your books. Now it's a different story, yeah. But like, yeah, like one thing she didn't want me to do was to overwork myself instead of studying. Now I have to do that. Like, instead of studying, now I must make sure that before I leave school I have cooked, because she's at home. I have cooked. I have to make sure that I've prepared for my sister, and like I have to be there for my sister emotionally. Like, this 8-9-year-old girl, imagine how hard it is for her as well to process. And I'm just trying to tell her to stay positive. Like, even my mom was during their operation, I'm like, no dude, she's gonna be fine, you know, she's gonna come back, she's gonna be fine, everything is gonna be good. Meanwhile, I'm also, my heart is collapsing. What it was just a lot. And I remember like, because like I said, she had like wooden planks inside, so like when she starts walking with the crutches, you'd hear the crutch go and you'd hear her leg go when she's walking. Like, maybe she's going to the bathroom, like you'd first hear her groaning trying to get up whilst she's in so much pain. And then like you there at 3 a.m. studying, you know, I'm there looking at my computer and my books doing these past papers, and I can hear my mom, she's in so much pain. Imagine how emotionally draining that is. It takes such an emotional toll on you. It is just a lot to handle, and it is just a lot for me to handle. Fine, we get used to it, we accept reality for what it is, we're just praying that she gets better. People are praying for me, you know, I have supportive people around me, you know, who checking up on me and stuff. But it was not easy, I won't even lie, it was a lot. Like, after finishing matric, when I look back at all of this, I'm just like, how did I do that? Like, that can only be God's strength. I remember that could only be God's strength. Like, I remember, yeah, my faith was also a bit shaky, but like God was literally the only one who could help me at that time. Like, I was just be like, God, give me the strength, because at times I could feel myself like I just couldn't. Like, I remember I used to sit at my desk all the time studying and stuff, and I'd be like, God, please just give me the strength, because I can't do this alone, you know. And I'm trying to push. It was generally just a lot for me to take in. That passes. Guys, this is not the end of the story, there's still one more. Ah, yeah, my matric, yeah. Anyways, that happens, we accept it, you know, we're just trying to move on, adapt to the change as a family, you know. Fine, it's towards the end of exams now. I think it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks before exams end. I'm writing my geography paper. So with geography, what we did was you wrote both papers on the same day. So the theory paper you write it first session, and then map work you write it second session. So fine, first session comes, like, look, girl studied. Like I said, I was working hard, I was doing the most, like I really was, you know, I was really trying my best. Fine, our first session comes, I write, I'm like, yeah, the paper wasn't that bad. Like, I know I bagged at least a 60 minimum. Like my aim for the geo was to get like 70% and above. But yeah, okay, let me continue the story. So like I said, first session passes, write the first paper, and now we have that 1 hour to 2 hour break where you get lunch, where you just eat your lunch and like you're studying, preparing for the next session. Fine, I buy my sandwich from the tuck shop, I'm eating, I finish, I'm fine. I'm going over my work with like, because like one of the ways that I could study was discussing amongst my peers, like the work and stuff, or like being like teaching the work to people, because then like it would, I'll reiterate it and then like it would stay in my brain more, you know. So like come second session, like guys, let me tell you, if you're a geo kid, you know this, we don't study for map work. We don't do that. What are you fine studying for map work for? What? It is hard. Map work has its difficulties and stuff, but like the theory was just a lot that you didn't have time for map work. Even the teachers themselves, when they were teaching, map work was like one of the last things there. And like there was also like a computer thingy, GIS, within that map work, and it was like the least focused on, and it had its difficulties in it, but it was the least focused on. So even the theory that we were learning, it was so much that like map work was literally your last priority. That's how it is in test. Map work, it's theory that we put first, then map work, guys, is Waybona, you know. So it was like that. But with me, I know I did dismally in my prelim. I knew that I had done dismally in my map work paper, but because like my other projects were high and my theory paper was like fine, that's how I managed to score a fine mark on my prelim report for geography. Okay, so I really set the bar high for myself for finals. I won't even lie, I set the bar high. I'm like, girl, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna study for map work. We're gonna do something that has never been done before and actually study for this map work paper. And the girl did. Like, guys, like I mentioned before, when I said I worked hard for Matric, I mean it. I worked hard. So I need to, during lockdown, because of online learning, teachers used to send a lot of documents, a lot of PDFs, study guides and stuff. It was overwhelming and stuff, but I took advantage of it and used it to my advantage during exams, during finals. I used it to my advantage. Those map work, guys, even right now I could still remember a lot of things. Like, I studied very hard. I did past papers, I had the answer series, it had the map in there, everything. I did all those questions by myself. Those PDFs, I went through them, every single thing. I studied for that map work exam so hard. Like, I knew, like, I was like, at this point I might even score a higher mark in my map work paper than I will in my theory paper. And it was possible because, guys, I did the most. I studied, I worked so hard. I did everything possible that I could, made my study notes and stuff, because I study by making study notes with colors and stuff. So imagine being Ipala, the whole thing, I was rewriting it, putting it in my own words, then doing past papers, marking them, redoing them to get the answer. Hey, I was within, the girl was working. Okay, come that break where we waiting to go into the second session, they were discussing and stuff. I'm even the one who's telling my classmates and all these other people, I'm explaining to them, I'm telling them, oh, go to, if they ask you what a node is, this is the definition for a node in GIS. If they ask you what a hub is, can you see the fact that I still remember it now 2 years later? It shows how immensely deep I studied for that paper. Hey, if they ask you what a pixel is, its resolution. If they ask you, is this aerial photograph, is this what, this is what you write. If you're measuring distance, you do this and you multiply by 0.5. Hey guys, I knew my work. Like, I knew what I was doing. Hey, I was ready. Fine, the break is over. I go to the bathroom because I have a weak bladder, and like, you know, just to, you know, sort yourself out, just to calm down, to breathe. I'm even looking at myself in the mirror. I'm affirming myself. I'm like, girl, you got this. You're about to nail this exam. You know who you are, man. You know what you did last night in the AMs. You know you were studying. You got this. And Mina, I listened to myself and I said, I got this. Ninayo, I got it. I got this. Fine, I walk to the hall. I'm chilled. You know, we put our bags outside. We sign in. Take my stationery, my campus, my protractor. I even still remember the equipment that's needed for that paper, guys. Anyways, we go in. I take off my blazer. Fine, I sit. So we wait. They hand out the papers. When they hand out the papers, you get 10 minutes reading time. During that reading time, my stomach starts doing things. I'm like, okay, maybe I just need to let out gas. I'm reading. I'm seeing the questions in my mind. I'm like, this one, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna murder this paper. I'm gonna do the most in this paper. I'm even seeing the questions without even doing the calculations. Like, during the first page, I already know what I'm supposed to do. I already know that I'm supposed to do this. Yeah, I'm like, hey, this one, Tadiwa, this one's yours. This is the cup that you are taking home. Like, you was aiming for a 7, but at this point, girl, I think you might just get an 80. I think you might just get an 80 because you know what you're doing, you know. Fine, I'm sitting there. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. My stomach, it's like making sounds now from afar. I'm starting to feel cramps. I'm starting to feel weak. I don't even understand what's happening. I'm like, what's going on? Why didn't this happen if I was in the bathroom? If I need to take a dump, why didn't this happen when I was in the bathroom? Like, I literally just came from the bathroom less than 20 minutes ago. Why is this happening now? Like, are my enemies working overtime? Is the devil working overtime? What is happening? I'll just try to take deep breaths in. I'm like, okay. And I know I'm not anxious. I know it's not anxiety because I know I studied hard for that paper. Like, I know what I was doing. If the anxiety was supposed to hit, it was supposed to hit in previous papers where I was going through the most. But like, I know that I studied. I have nothing to be anxious about. Like, I'm actually more confident about this paper than I've ever been confident about any other paper. My stomach is doing things. Guys, I know now I say it like it's funny, but it was genuinely very painful. It was painful, guys, because okay, fine, my stomach is doing things. And now the problem with this is that the rules are you can only go to the bathroom after the first hour of the paper and before the last 30 minutes before like the session is over. So now this map work paper is only 1 hour, so I can't go within the first or towards the end. And I can feel myself, I'm getting weak, my breathing is starting to get heavy, I'm starting to shaking. What the hell is going on with my body? Why is it betraying me like this? I don't know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on. It was probably just some evil spirit, I'm telling, because nothing makes sense unless it was my IBS and it was something that I ate, maybe that cheese sandwich from the tuck shop, but it was supposed to attack after I just finished eating, because I ate like right after the first session and I spent like over 40 minutes just studying. Why didn't it hit then? Why is it hitting now? So now I'm shaking. I put my hand up. I asked this teacher, I'm like, sir, I need to go to the bathroom. And he's like, just breathe, you're not allowed to go to the bathroom. I'm like, sir, I really can't. I genuinely can't. I need to use the bathroom. And now I'm shaking. And obviously, like, imagine this is an exam hall full of other students. How embarrassing it is. Maybe people now think maybe I didn't study and I'm trying to get out of this. I don't know, but you just know it's not a very nice situation to be in. So now I'm starting to shake. I'm not breathing properly. I feel my stomach. I can't hold it in. I just need to go to the bathroom. The deputy principal comes in. I'm like, ma'am, I also don't know. I understand I can't go, but like I genuinely can't do anything about it. I need to go to the bathroom. And like now, like with matric, with exams, it's like it's very strict because we have invigilators from the government coming in. They're watching everything that's happening. Like, you can't do anything wrong. So my deputy principal, she goes with me to the bathroom. And I remember there was another teacher inside, and I go in the toilet, I just push. I just release everything. I'm like, but what is this? What's going on? And I'm just making silent prayers in my house. I'm like, God, please help me, because I used to get sick for other reasons, and I was starting to get flashbacks and trauma from them. Like, God, I just want to pass my exam. So like, I've been writing all along so well. Please, this is like literally, this is my last few steps to finish, to get my matric certificate, you know. Just be with me. I just want to write this exam and get over and done with. Please make me well. And like, now I have to make quick, and my stomach is paining because I have to make quick before like the actual exam starts, because this is all during like reading time and stuff, and before like the people from the government come in, or I think they explain to them, I don't remember. So now they move my stuff. I remember I was sitting at the back because my surname is T and like alphabetical order, so I was always at the back. Now they moved me to the front, close to the door, so I can take off my mask and breathe. Guys, I wrote that exam like I was shaking. I was putting my head on the desk and stuff, and I was writing that exam, and it was painful, guys. It was not easy. Like, I'm writing this exam and I'm shaking. I am unable to breathe properly. My legs, my whole body is shaking. Like, I'm literally, and also imagine how distracting it is for the other students, because there's this person sitting in front of you and they just on some trying to write. And like I said, Matric, there's technicalities. You need to use rulers, you need to use string to measure the railway, whatever they ask you to do. And I imagine I have to make sure it's accurate, because once you mess up the whole thing. 6 marks gone just because of that one thing that you got wrong, you know. And I'm doing this while shaking, and like most of the times I couldn't write. I'd have to put my head down and breathe, and so that's already time being wasted. So that 60-minute exam, I think I wrote it in about 30 or 40 minutes. How I still managed to pass, I don't know, because I got 67% for that paper. I remember my aim was to get 70, so I think that paper maybe might have pulled down my thingy. But I remember I answered every single question in 30 minutes. Guys, I was genuinely going through the most, hey. Like, now I'm over it and stuff, but like looking back, like the way it pained me, like I didn't even want to talk about it, because I was genuinely so hurt, because I put in so much effort studying, so much effort learning the work, just for it to go down the drain. I was so hurt. And then like once I got out of the exam room, I started feeling better. Like, what nonsense is that? Like, I think my enemies were just working overtime. The devil was just working overtime, because nothing else makes sense. Like, guys, I won't even lie, I was genuinely hurt from the bottom of my heart. Like, I worked so hard, and it was like my last paper. I was ready to push through, and then this just had happened. I had to get sick in the exam. I don't know if it was diarrhea or what, I don't know, but like it was not nice at all. So yeah, I got sick in my exam when I thought things couldn't get worse. The matric is a mess. My mom is sick. Mina ngapha, I'm also getting sick. When I thought things couldn't get worse, they just kept on getting worse. My matric just, it's just going south, because I live in South Africa. I'm joking. My matric was just a mess. Something that I wouldn't wish upon anyone to experience. But at the end of the day, I'm still here, I'm still alive, still passed, still bagged my distinction, still got my academic awards, you know. But it was not easy. It wasn't. Yeah, I won't lie, it was not easy. Easy, something that my matric was not easy, never. Yeah. And also, guys, let me tell you now, we also had so many grade heads in my grade, because like from grade 8 you're supposed to have 2 grade heads, and those grade heads are supposed to take you throughout to matric. So grade 8, fine, we got our grade heads, you know, we're doing all these nice things. They care about us, I think. Like, they invested in the grade. Grade 9, the one grade head gets a promotion to be a deputy principal, and the one grade head, she moves to Australia, I think. And then, okay, fine, we get 2 new grade heads. They go with us up till grade 10 or beginning of grade 11. Yeah, up till the beginning of grade 11. The one grade head, she gets a promotion to be an HOD at another school, and the other grade head, she gets a post in Dubai to teach there. And then we got another grade head, no, the HOD one, she first went, then we were left with the one before she went to Dubai. Then we got another one, she was my English teacher in grade 9, I remember. She was our grade head, and then like she went to London, she got married, went with her husband to London. Then we were left we got 2 new grade heads. Yeah, those are the ones that we like ended up being within Matric, and yeah, it's the worst grade heads you could ever ask for. They genuinely didn't care. You could see these ones, they were in it for the money. But yeah, I should have known, like, after our grade had changed so many grade heads, that it was just gonna be a mess. I should have known that my Matric class is cursed. I should have known from then that I should not have my expectations high. And also, I remember the first grade heads that we had, like, they did so many activities with us. Like I said, like, they were invested in us. We used to do team building and all those things. And I remember during orientation week, we built a time capsule where you put like a lot of things or like goals that you have that you want to achieve by the time you're in Matric and stuff. And like, I was really looking forward to getting my time capsule back, because you get it during Matric farewell, which we didn't have. Did we? I don't know, but like, yeah. And the other grade heads, they lost it. No one knows where the time capsules, and I was hurt because I wanted my time capsule. I've never made a time capsule in my life before. I was excited to see what I had written for myself, what I had put for myself. I remember I'd put jewelry in as well, and I think I put myself 10 rand. I could really use that 10 rand right now. And like, yeah, so they were just a mess, and I really wanted my time capsule. And I wanted to see the rubbish that I wrote. I probably told myself that you're going to be a senior leader, prefect, you're going to do this. I just wanted to see what my grade 8 self thought like, you know. But they lost our time capsules. Imagine. My Matric year was just a mess. And also, we didn't get 40 days. I heard the worst Matric year. Honestly, we didn't get 40 days. And like, I remember during the last day, like after exams, some people tried to go back to school and do 40 days. They kicked them out of the school. Yo, let me know what your Matric year was like. I'm sure it wasn't like mine, because mine was just a mess. So yeah, guys, this is basically a story time of how I had a Matric year sent from hell. How I had the messiest, most defeating Matric year that I could ever had. And I'm still alive though. I'm still here. Things are not better. I mean, I'm still going. Things are getting worse. Life is still dragging me through thorns and whatever, and I forgot to wear my helmet, so I'm really going through it. But yeah, that was a storm that I passed. So if you know anybody who matriculated in 2020, please check up on them. When you see them, just give them a big hug, because they deserve it. Or in fact, send them an e-wallet, because they deserve it. My PayPal is in the link description below. You can just PayPal me a couple of dollars, because I could use them, because I matriculated in 2020, you know. Just check up on them. Like, we are not okay? So yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the story time. There are more story times to come. Let me know what you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and tell me what your Matric year was like, or if you're in Matric, how has it started, how has it been like, you know what I mean. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget that you are loved, you are beautiful. Stay kind, stay blessed, stay awesome. It's your girl Tadz. Bye.